All your favorite wrestling shows rolled into one. Welcome to the We Book It podcast. Let's start the show.
Yes, indeed. Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of the We Book It podcast. This is your Friday night SmackDown, Lowdown, Hoedown, Throwdown, Modown, Toedown, Whoa now, bring it around, flip it down, smack it down. I am your host, Virgil, sitting in for my man Freaky Fritos, who was out taking care of some family business. We miss you, Fritos. Like I said, just appreciate you for giving me this opportunity. Now, with that being said, you are left in good hands because we are here to talk about an exciting episode of Friday Night SmackDown. Listen, we talked last week about the fact that SmackDown was bringing on new creatives to help make the show more enjoyable, more watchable, and more unpredictable. And I believe in its first episode, we got just that. It was not your very ever normal SmackDown. We had a lot of things we had to tackle coming off of Crown Jewel. And again, the show started with them showing the recap of Monday Night Raw and Braun Breaker spearing Seth Rollins. Be looking forward to that fallout on Monday night. But we moved from that to Live to the Ring, where GM Nick Aldis announced that the scheduled match between Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu is now a number one contenders match, with the winner to face Cody Rhodes. So as Cody made his ring entrance, they cut to Vic Joseph and Corey Graves, who were on commentary for the night. Graves said reports of his demise have been greatly exaggerated. Vic Joseph didn't say he was filling in for anyone specific. And then Cody smiled and signed a poster and then stood mid-ring long enough for the fans to sing Cody Rhodes, Cody. Cody said at Crown Jewel, Seth beat him for the Crown Jewel Championship. He said he doesn't feel he and Seth need to be in the ring with each other ever again. But you folk know that isn't how it works around here. He said you don't need 20/20 vision to see that Seth has some business of his own to deal with. Then he shifted to talking about potentially facing either Drew or Jacob. He said regarding Jacob, that is someone you are familiar with from right around here. He said he doesn't know how it'll shake out, but the road to Saturday night's main event runs through San Jose. Then they cut back to backstage where Solo Sikoa and his crew of four happened upon Rey Fenix, and in the midst of a photo shoot, Solo interrupts him and says it's his turn. Phoenix says he wasn't done. They attack Phoenix until the referees intervene. So we're gonna see a continuous storyline throughout the night with Jacob Fatu, also with Solo and his MFTs, who are back in full force and looking to take over SmackDown, as well as you also see interesting enough, Cody Rhodes talking about Drew McIntyre and talking about Jacob Fatu. Didn't really address much with losing to Seth Rollins, but you see Seth has his own issues going on Raw right now, so he has to figure that stuff out. Next up, we have our first championship match of the night and first match of the night. It is Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss making their way to the ring. They're going to take on Sol Ruca and Zarya for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. So they showed Blake Monroe in the front row and plugged her match at Halloween Havoc next Saturday. And then the bell rang. And after some back and forth action and all four getting some time, they cut to a double box break. But then after the break, Ruka had control of Bliss. Bliss eventually hot tagged in Charlotte, and she landed a crossbody off the top rope. And some other moves, including chops and some handsprings. Which, like I said, was leading to hot momentum for her and for her team. Hold on, sorry, I lost my place. So this match continued on for a little bit, and then finally, Zarya and Bliss fought at ringside. Zarya caught Bliss and swung her into ringside barricade, and Charlotte then helped Bliss at ringside, but Sol Ruca caught Charlotte with a leaping moonsault off the ring apron. Ruka didn't like that Blake Monroe was cheering at ringside. Charlotte clipped her legs from behind. Back in the ring, Charlotte put Ruka in the figure eight. mid-ring for the tap-out win, and still your women's tag team champions, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Like I said, really, really, really good momentum there for Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. I like what they're doing with them. I like what they're doing with their team. I don't think it's time to take those championships off of them yet. You need to build up a bad woman faction that can come and take those titles off of them and make it believable. But again, like I said, I think it was good exposure for Soruka and for Zarya, who will be a part of one of these Raw or SmackDown rosters here before long. Both of them have an edge to themselves. So, like I said, we will have to see what happens with that. Next up, we saw Fatu confront Cody backstage. He cut a promo with a bunch of references to the Bay Area, and he closed with saying, with the friendly handshake, saying he is all gas, no brakes. And then after that, a clip aired of Aleister Black throwing lit flash paper at Damian Priest last week. Then a clip aired of Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura match, ending with Solo's crew attacking Nakamura and Sami. And then next up, The Miz was backstage telling all this, I wanted to be big than it should be into consideration. Sami interrupted and said he wanted another U.S. title open challenge, but he's not even booked on the show. Aldis said he wanted Nakamura to get a proper rematch, but he is in Japan this week. Sami said he doesn't want to be intimidated and hide in the back. Sami said the U.S. title open challenge means a lot to him and the wrestlers in the back. He said he's heading to the ring, and anyone who wants a shot, he'll be there. Aldis asked if Miz wanted anything else. Miz said he was good. And then Joseph said the open mic. Wow. The U.S. Open Challenge match was next. Sami hits the ring. Graves said Joseph gave Joseph a hard time for not seeing how to know Miz was going to answer the challenge. He said he was sick of the open challenges and treating the U.S. title like a charity. And he was going to take that title from Sami Zayn when from behind, Carmelo Hayes attacked the Miz and beat the crap out of him, throwing him off of the video board and everything like that. And then officials separated them. After that, Sami lays the title in the ring and he's sitting there waiting, and Ilya Dragunov music hits and the fans chant welcome back. Sami and Dragunov shook hands and boom, we're at it between these two. Dragunov rallied and they cut to an early break. After that, we're back from break and Sami landed a tornado DDT out of the corner. Joseph asked if Sami should be careful what he says about Solo and his crew. As Sami set up a haluva kick, Dragunov caught him with a kick and a near fall. Sami avoided a top rope move and landed a Michinoku driver for a 2 count. Graves and Joseph questioned if Dragunov was in ring shape after his extended injury hiatus. This is this man's first match in over a year, and he's fighting for the United States Championship. Back from break, Sami is going to set up another haluva kick, but was distracted by Solo Sikoa on the stage. Dragunov charged him. Sami delivered an exploder into the corner. When Sami charged, though, Dragunov landed a torpedo Ascal and an H-bomb for the win. Graves said Sami took his eye off the ball when Solo came out. And your new United States champion, Ilya Dragunov. Wow, this is a tremendous match. What a surprise title change. Like I said, the Sami Zayn US Open Challenge was nothing short of amazing in the time that it was given. Again, like I said, it was given spotlight for new superstars. It also helped, further the story along with the breakup of The Miz and Carmelo Hayes and how these two are now feuding, as well as it was used to bring back Ilya Dragunov, who is now your United States champion. Afterwards, Sami and Dragunov looked at each other. The MFTs attacked both of them. Ray Phoenix ran out to try to help, but he was chokeslammed by Tala. Solo said he will make his family tree champions again. Bo Dallas, looking a lot like Bray Wyatt, appeared on the big screen and said they can knock, but are they prepared for what's on the other side? The rest of the Wyatt Six stood on the ring apron behind them. After a standoff, they entered the ring and the MFTs retreated and the fans booed. Listen, if you guys can't tell, I think we're headed towards the MFTs versus the Wyatt Six in a hell. I mean, I'm sorry, not in Hell in a Cell, in a Raging in the Cage. No, I'm saying in a gosh, what's the name of the match? A War Games match. I think that's what we're going to end up seeing. Like I said, I just think that it's very, very, very cool that they're going to do this match with these guys. They got the right crew to do it with. And they built the MFTs back up. And for what it's worth, the MFT should probably win. If they're going to be your next new heel faction, and you really want to try building them back up, then they need to win that War Games match. They need to look as strong as possible in doing it. After that, a clip aired of Stephanie Valkyrie beating Tiffany Stratton at Crown Jewel. Backstage, Tiffany says she's not happy about the outcome, but one loss doesn't define her. And then up walks Kiana James and said the loss is precisely the reason she offered her professional expertise to Stephanie and not her. She said she only represents premium talent like Julia. Tiffany said maybe Kiana just realizes she doesn't have it. She said that those can do and those who can't represent. Tiffany challenged her to a match next week, and Kiana agreed to it. So we will see Kiana James in action next week against the WWE Women's Champion. Interesting pairing that too. I don't know where they're going with this and where the storyline is headed. But I mean, it could be headed towards potentially somebody else, maybe winning the Women's United States Championship, which Julia really hasn't defended that belt at all. I would love for them to take it off of her and put it on a baby face that will defend her championship. And then maybe she can go after Tiffany in the WWE Women's Championship. But they need to get rid of her. They need to get that US title off her, especially if they're going to move storylines. Vic Joseph touted Tiffany being 17-1 with a 0.944 win percentage in 2025, and a graphic showed that info. Listen to them trying to sound like a real sports-based program. Next up, a clip aired of the Motor City Machine Guns talking about their 1-year anniversary in WWE. And then Chris Sabin said that they should try to win the tag team titles. And then Humberto and Angel Garza interrupted them and insulted them. The Motor City Machine Gun said they beat them in their debut match. Sabin suggested a rematch tonight, and they agreed. So, like I said, we go to that as your next match. It is the Motor City Machine Guns, who won with the Skull and Bones. It was a quick match. Like I said, nothing really there to see. Next up, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa with Candice LeRae barged in as Nathan Frazier and Axiom were discussing their next move in the division. They said they've been laying low and watching everyone else in the division prove they are chokers. And then we move on to Jacob Fatu's music playing. It's time for your main event. His music plays, but he does not come out. Though instead, they cut backstage to officials frantically running backstage to a scene where he was down and bloody under a heavy shelf. Teeth were everywhere on the ground. Fatu sat up backstage. All this was on the scene. And then after that, Drew McIntyre made his entrance. He was all smiles. Grave wondered if Drew is now by default the number one contender. He laughed and called them bleeding gums Fatu. He asked the ref to raise his arm. The ref wouldn't. Aldis walked out and said he doesn't know what happened, but it's bad, really bad. When he suggested Drew might be responsible, Drew said it wasn't him. He said he doesn't want Aldis to be one working for corporate Cody. He demanded the match right now. Cody then comes out and yells that he knows what he did. He said the fans don't want to see him talk. They want to see a number one contendership match. So Cody then challenges Drew for a match right then and there for the WWE Championship. These two brawl at ringside and into the crowd. They cut to a double box break. Back from the break, they continued to battle. Cody was still in his dress pants and shirt throughout the match. Cody eventually hit a Cody cutter and played to the crowd. He went for a dive through the ropes, but Drew nailed him mid-air from ringside, quieting the crowd. He threw Cody into the ringside timekeeper's area. Cody hit Drew in the head with the WWE Championship, and the ref DQ'd him. Vic Joseph from there said Cody is pissed off. He asked Graves if he saw the look in his eyes. Cody cleared the announce desk. Drew poked him in the eyes. He set up a move on the desk. Cody threw him into the table and then set up a crossroads, but officials intervened. Aldis yelled at him. Cody leaped off the top rope onto Drew and the gathering of security at ringside. Cody stood in the ring and called for Drew. Security held him back. This score is far from settled, said Graves. Cody's music hit, and that ended the show. So clearly we're not done with Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. Clearly it's going to continue on, and I'm not mad about it. You see a stipulation match probably coming at Saturday night's main event. You can easily see it being if Cody gets disqualified, Drew Drew will win the WWE Championship. I could easily see that being the match. And like I said, and I could see Drew trying to do all that he can in his purpose to get Cody disqualified so that he can win the WWE Championship. And they might even go with the title change just to surprise all of us. Who knows? We'll have to see. Like I said, his new writers on SmackDown. Cody doesn't need another year-long title reign, honestly. Like I said, and I wouldn't mind Drew McIntyre being the champion and somehow losing that belt in Vegas at Mania if he should hold it that long. I think that might be cool, actually, especially if he lost it to one CM Punk. So again, with the Seth Rollins injury, everything's back on the table. Who's going to be the World Heavyweight Champion? Who's going to be the WWE Champion? What are your matches going into Mania? Because Seth was figured into some major plans, and now they have to basically go and rewrite all those plans. So very curious what's going to happen. And hey, don't miss our special episode on Sunday where we will cover this. Who should be the WWE Champion? Who should be the World Heavyweight Champion going into Mania? How should plans change? And who should get the rub? We're going to talk about all of that, so don't miss it, guys. But I appreciate you all for watching this. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and leave comments below. Thank you all. Until next time, keep those book and pencils sharp